You think you're a tough guy, soldier? That was the first thing the cocky boxer shouted as he strutted across the cobblestones, muscles flexing beneath his designer hoodie. He wasn't just walking, he was performing. Every step was a show. Every smirk rehearsed. The crowd near the palace gates was already thick, a mix of tourists, locals, and bystanders enjoying the afternoon sun. Some pointed at him, whispering. A few recognized him. "That's Reggie Ray," someone muttered. "The underground fighter, the one who knocked a guy out in 6 seconds." Reggie thrived on that recognition. He lived for it. He'd fought his way out of the slums, one brutal match at a time. Fame hadn't made him humble. It had made him louder. And now he needed something bigger, something viral, something unforgettable. That's when he saw the Royal Guard. Still, stoic, silent, like a statue carved from discipline itself. Reggie grinned. He had fought brawlers, wrestlers, martial artists, but never a man like this, a man who wouldn't even flinch. It irritated him, threatened him. He needed to break him, not with fists, but with humiliation. "You just gonna stand there like a good little toy soldier?" No response. The guard didn't even blink. Reggie got closer, puffing out his chest. "You boys just play dress up all day? Or do you ever get to do something real?" Still nothing. "You scared of a real man? Come on, say something. Or are you only allowed to speak when your queen gives permission?" A few people chuckled awkwardly. Others frowned, sensing things were going too far. A child tugged on his father's sleeve. "Daddy, why's he yelling at the soldier?" The father answered softly, "Because some men confuse loudness with strength." Reggie wasn't done. He invaded the guard space, circling him like a shark. "Bet you never took a real punch in your life. Bet you'd fold in 10 seconds in the ring." Then he crossed the line. He pulled out a pair of brass knuckles from his pocket, slipping them on slow and theatrical, like a magician about to reveal his trick. You want to find out what a real fight feels like? That's when it happened. In one fluid, trained motion, the guard shifted, just enough. A sidestep, a twist of the body, a single, open-handed strike to Reggie's chest. Not wild, not angry, controlled. Reggie was airborne for a heartbeat. He hit the ground hard. Brass knuckles clattered on stone. Blood ran from his mouth. One of his front teeth spun across the pavement like a poker chip. The crowd gasped, then fell utterly silent. The Royal Guard returned to his stance as if nothing had happened. Reggie tried to get up, dazed. He'd been hit before, but never like this. This wasn't brute strength. It was precision. It was experience. It was something he didn't have. Then came the voice, calm, low, unshaken. "You think you're tough?" Reggie froze. The guard had spoken. "I buried tougher men who never made it to 30, men who gave everything and asked for nothing." Each word landed like a hammer. "You throw punches for likes. I've carried brothers off battlefields. I've watched men die so others could live. I've stared down enemies who didn't care whether I survived the day, and I'm still standing." People lowered their phones. "While you chase noise, we serve in silence. You brag about pain. I lived through it, and I carry it with me every single day." Reggie's breath grew shallow. The pain in his ribs was nothing compared to the pressure in his chest. "I don't wear this uniform for show," the guard said. "I wear it for the ones who can't anymore." For a long moment, no one spoke. And then, something shifted in the crowd. A slow clap began. Not mocking, respectful. One by one, strangers began to applaud. Not the violence, but the dignity. A woman in the back whispered. He didn't even want to fight. He had to. An older man stepped forward from the crowd. A veteran, wearing faded medals on his coat. He walked up to the guard and gave a subtle, silent salute. The guard nodded in return, barely, but it said everything. Reggie looked around and realized the crowd wasn't looking at him anymore. They weren't laughing. They weren't impressed. His moment had collapsed into shame. Police approached. No handcuffs, just quiet conversation. Reggie didn't resist. He looked back at the guard one last time, not with rage, but with a hollow kind of respect. The kind that only comes when a man realizes he's been looking at strength the wrong way his entire life. Later that week, the story hit the tabloids. But something strange happened. No one mocked the boxer. No one celebrated the strike. What people talked about was the speech. Clips of the guard's words went viral, not because of their power, but because of their truth. A reporter tried to find the guard for an interview. The palace declined. No comment, they said. He didn't want fame. He already carried something heavier: duty. Weeks passed. One morning, a few people noticed Reggie Ray outside a war memorial. Alone. No cameras. No entourage. Just a man holding a single bouquet of white flowers. He knelt, placed them down, and stood there for a long time, staring at names carved in stone. And for the first time in his life, he didn't feel like a fighter. He felt like a student, because real warriors don't need to prove they're strong. They remind the world what strength actually means.